As you may or may not be aware, Pandala Island got a complete revamp last year, and with that comes some new Dofus eggs. The first on that list is the Domakuro Dofus, a beautiful inky black looking egg. Now this Dofus will grant +1 summon, and it kind of does a timed damage buff. I think the classes that will benefit most from this are people that typically stay back and buff for the first few turns, and obviously the Osamoda class. On a side note, going through this set of quests, you are going to see some of the most gorgeous maps I've ever seen in this game. If you wouldn't mind doing me a favor and just smack that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, first up, your shopping list for these 8 quests. The very first quest is gaining access to Pandala. So if you already have access to Pandala, you don't need these first 2 items. But if you don't, you're going to need 50 nettles and 5 army of ticks. You're going to need 20 bamboo wood, 10 of each of the 5 Panda Wushu artifacts. There's wind, wood, water, fire, and rock. You're going to need 1 Panda Berg, which is purchasable from the NPC in the Pandala Inn. And you're going to need 2 Panda Poros, also purchased from inside there. You're going to need 1 rice oil. Now, rice oil is crafted by 10 rice, and it's a level 1 craft. So if you want to just buy 10 rice and go craft it into the oil yourself, you're going to need 3 magic tanuki hair, 100 sesame seeds, 100 rice, 50 beans, 20 water, 8 citronas, 3 palm fruit, and 3 strawberries. You're also going to need almost 60,000 commas through the course of this entire thing. Also, if you have any dodge trophies by any chance, bring those with you because those will be helpful with one of the fights that you'll go through on this quest. You will also need to be a level 10 artificer for your profession, and you have to be level 10. You can't have somebody else craft it for you. So here's a list of resources to get, and I'm going to tell you what to craft when we get to that step to take you from level 1 to level 10. Pick up 26 wheat, 26 nettles, 26 iron, 26 gungaduns, 134 ash wood, and 9 wild sunflower leaves. The recommended levels for these quests start at level 100 and go all the way up to about 150, but there are some fights that you're going to encounter where they will be extremely challenging for level 100. So you might want to be closer to that 150 mark before you start trying to do all of these. I will also be sure to tell you which fights you can have people jump in and help you on so that you know where you can try to grab backup to help you on strong fights. Very first quest, Pandala Awakens. First, you're going to go to 12, -21, and talk to Moku. Moku's going to have you go around and defeat 5 of each of the enemies in the Astral Quarry. Once you've defeated those 5, go back and talk to Moku again. He's going to tell you that you need the anti-Mixeth serum. To get this, you're going to go over to 3, -21, go in the building on the left-hand side. Talk to Ma Cleopatra. Say that you've come for the anti-Mixeth serum. She's going to send you next door to talk to Dragonsly. Dragonsly is going to have you go craft one of these serums. First, head over to 6, -18, and talk to Het Dawa right outside the inn. Ask for a little blood. Then go back to the alchemist's workshop, and with the syringe, the 50 nettles, and 5 army of ticks, and craft an anti-Mixeth serum. Then you're going to go back to the left building and talk to Ma Cleopatra again. Say that you talked with Dragonsly. Now you can head back to where Moku was and cross the bridge. On the other side of the bridge, you're going to come across Guard Gilipaiju. He's going to give you some fermented bamboo milk. Open your inventory and double-click the milk. Next, you're going to be teleported to the upper room of the inn, and you're going to see a pink elephant there. Talk to the pink elephant. Why wouldn't you talk to the pink elephant? Then go downstairs, and that completes this quest. Under the Northern Lights. First, you're going to talk to the bartender. After that, if you push the Y key, you'll see a little jar lighting up on the bar top. Click that, and you're going to be teleported to the ether, where you will see Grandapan. Talk to Grandapan. Once you come back to the inn, talk to the bartender again. He's going to send you to 20, -27, and talk to Saravitna inside the house. Tell Saravitna about your vision. Enter the Bamboo Palace at 22, -29. Ask for an audience with Dimya. She is going to send you out to prove yourself with 3 tasks. First, you're going to go over to the library at 21, -27. Once inside, talk to Dick Caribou. After that, go upstairs and you will see the yokais around the room. This is going to start a solo fight against 5 yokais. At the start of the fight, you're going to be given a brand new spell which permanently removes 1 MP every time it's cast on one of the yokai. Now, depending on the yokai that you cast it on, it will have a negative effect on your character. But the goal is to try to cast that spell on all 5 yokais in 1 turn. I know it sounds kind of weird, but don't worry, I'm going to walk you right through it. There are a few things that you can do to help yourself for this fight that you want to do before you start the fight. Since you're not actually going to be doing attacking, you don't need your spells. So what I would recommend is reset all of your stats and pump them into agility to give yourself as much dodge as possible. And any extra dodge lock abilities you have, you might want to grab those as well. Oh, and if you have any pulling or pushing type spells that you can swap out onto your character, they may help you as well move the yokai around to get them close together. When the fight starts, you're going to have 2 noisy, 2 loud, and 1 laughing laughing yokai all the way up in the top left corner of the map. If you can corner them up there, you can do this fairly quickly. With my IOP, I actually had this completely done on turn 2. But with my innie, that they got away and I forgot to reset my stats, it took 12 turns to get it all done. The loud and the noisy yokais will pretty much charge you to attack. The laughing yokai, however, is the one yokai that will hit from a distance and continue to stay away. So he's the one that makes this a little more complicated. All you want to do is run around and cast that spell on as many yokai as you can for as many turns as you can. Now the first few turns you might be just casting that spell on the same 3 that are staying right there. Continue to do that until you have all the yokai in a point where you can now walk around and cast that spell on all 5 on the same turn. If at all possible, as you're stealing MP from these guys, try to keep them close together. And the noisy and the loud yokai, it might even be a good idea to leave them with 1 or 2 MP because they will come at you and it'll help them follow you as you chase around the laughing yokai. Also, casting that spell on the loud yokais are the ones that steal MP from you. So if you're wondering if you're actually going to get all 5 of them, make sure you cast it on the loud ones last so that you've got the MP to still move around and grab the other 3. Big tip for you, once you finally pass the fight, don't forget to reset your stats to what they normally are and replace any gear you might have swapped out. Once you finish that fight, you're going to head back downstairs and talk to Dick again. Next, you're going to feed the yokais at the marketplace. First, you're going to go down to -2, -1, and go inside the burger building to talk to Gordo McRamsey. You're going to talk to him and purchase 100 Gerbergs and 100 wild sunflower chips for 50,000 commas. Now, I know there's a quest that you can complete that gets you part of this for free or something like that. I don't really know, but I'm going to go off the idea that you don't have that quest done, so it's going to cost you 50 grand. Now, you're going to head back to 21, -29 and talk to Ga Zu. Now, you're going to talk to the voracious yokai and watch him eat. Once that's over, talk to Ga Zu again. Now, you're going to go over to 20, -30 and go down the stairs. Talk to the little yokai on the side of the room. First, you're going to select take a comma from your pocket. Second, you're going to promise the yokai that the banker will give him a comma a day. And last, you're going to select fight the pandisons once the spirit has gone. This is going to start a fight against 3 level 100 pandas. It's a pretty straightforward fight, but the one thing I'll point out is the fallen counselor will disappear for the rest of that turn once you hit him. Now go back upstairs and into the bank and talk to Yindong. Say that you've made it so the pandescendants can't do any more harm. Next, you're going to go over to 22, -29 inside the bamboo palace and talk to Pandarian Sudapong. Then you're going to talk to the samurais that are in the top left corner. Go inside and talk to Dimya Hikomai and select bow before her. She's going to send you over to the dojo to talk to Master Kwatimbe at 20, -31. Once inside, say that Dimya has sent you. He's going to send you to craft a panduckler. Now, from what I understand, this has to be crafted at the Pandala Shield workshop. Now, this is where you're going to need to be at least a level 10 artificer. Now, if you're already level 10, you can skip a few seconds past this point, but if you need to reach level 10, this is what you need to do. Once you're inside the artificial workshop, go up to the idle crafting table and you're going to craft 26 minor dynamo. Then you're going to head over to the shield table and craft 9 wild sunflower shield. Once you reach level 10, you should see the panduckler pop up as an option as craftable. You're going to craft 1 panduckler and then head back to the dojo. Now, before talking to Master Kwatimbe, you need to equip the shield. Once you do, show the panduckler and say that you're ready. And this is going to lead into a solo fight. The way this works is he is invulnerable. To make him vulnerable, you have to make him lose MP or AP by trying to dodge you. You do this by lowering his dodge throughout the course of the fight. When you attack him, you'll see a little glyph appear on the ground. What you need to do is then stand on that glyph and attack him. Every time you do, he will lose 10 dodge. Now, when you attack him, there will be random effects that occur. Sometimes he'll be drawn to you, sometimes you'll switch places, sometimes he'll teleport to the other side of you. He really bounces around when you attack. But the main thing you gotta make sure is when you attack him, you try to stand on one of those glyphs, and it will lower his dodge by 10 each time. The nice thing is from my experience, it looks like he tends to run towards these glyphs, so it's not like you're gonna have to chase him really hard to get him near these things. I also found that if you take the Schaefer spell and you cast the Schaefer on the other side of him, if you're standing on one side and the Schaefer is on the other side, that really helps speed up the process of creating a failed dodge roll. Now, the one caution that I will give you is you wanna try not to steal all of his dodge and then you actually lock him. If by some chance this does happen, just wait a couple turns and his dodge will go back to normal. Also, when you make him vulnerable, he stays vulnerable for 2 turns and then it also resets and goes back to normal and you have to do that process again. Once you beat him, head back inside the building at 22, -29. Make sure you still have the panduckler shield equipped. If you swapped it out, put it back on. Talk to the samurai to go back into the back room and then go left one map. You'll see Dimya over there and you want to talk to her first. Now you're going to talk to Grandipan, but to make that happen, you have to stand on the center spot of the rug right in front of the stage. Once Grandipan appears, talk to him and select Bow Before the Pandawa's Spirit Guide. This is going to take you back to the ether. Now, if you go up there and you see that there are no dragons, you got to make sure you have one of those Pandaporo spears on you. If you don't, run back to the inn and get one of those and then come back, talk to Grandipan, and when you go up, you should see the two dragons. Once you're in the ether, talk to Grandipan and ask where exactly you are. Then talk to the white dragon and then talk to the black dragon. Once you're teleported back, talk to Dimya again. Try to summarize what happened, say that you will complete the quest, and that completes this quest. Caught in a Thicket of Wrath. You're going to head over to 24, -29 and talk to Kaikori. Then head to the library again and go to the second floor at 21, -27. Click on the books on the right side of the long table. You're going to leave the library and you're going to find a scribe right outside the building. Talk to him. Then head over to the lumberjack workshop and talk to Takiono. Go to the bamboo harvesting site at 26, -30. Now this is going to start a solo wave fight as soon as you walk onto the map. So if you're multi-accounting, do not run right onto the map with your whole team on the same turn or it's going to get very chaotic. Not that I'm speaking from experience. This is going to start 3 waves of fights against Bambutos. It's pretty easy, you shouldn't have any real difficulty with this. Then you're going to talk to Vizu. Select to learn more about the harvesting. Now you're going to enter the dungeon. Once you get to the 4th room of the dungeon, click the skeleton by the tent. Then open up your inventory and double click the letter inside there. Make sure you remember to open your inventory and read this letter or it won't progress the quest and you'll have to rerun the dungeon. Now you need to finish the dungeon and talk to Damadria before you leave. Select to find out more about Damadria. Now you're going to go back to talk to Kaikori at 18, -29. Then talk to the Amaknan dealer. This will start a fight with both of them. Others can join this fight, and if they are in this quest as well, they will also get progress. Head back inside the building at 22, -2019 and talk to the samurai to go back in and talk to Dimya. Reveal what you've discovered. Talk to the servant in the back left corner to collect a sacred bamboo shoot. Now head back to 26, -30 and talk to Vizu. Say that you want to present Damadri with a present. Then talk to her and bow respectfully holding out the blessed shoot. Then you're going to head to 26, -32, talk to the fruit of the Goroka tree. Crush the rotten fruit to pulp. This will start a fight against 3 of these. Others can join this fight as well. These guys are pretty easy. The only thing you got to watch out for is not to let them side by side because they can make their teammates invulnerable for 1 turn. Once you finish that, open your inventory and double click the seed and then double click the fruit. This is going to teleport you to a map with the Spirit of the Wood. Go 1 map to the right and speak to the Spirit of the Woods. Now there's going to be some set dialogue that you need to pick and I'm going to put them on the screen here to make it super easy. Just pause and select these and you'll get right through that. Once you've finished, you should receive the Wood Claw. Head back to 2219, past the samurais, and talk to Dimya, say the bamboo shoot was accepted. And that completes this quest. In the name of art. After talking to Dimya, you're going to enter the smith workshop at 24, -22 and talk to Anatakawa. Say that Dimya sent you. Then step right outside the workshop and talk to Mira. Now you need to go question the Tanuki at 24, -24. Ask about the ore stolen from the Pandawas. And then talk to the Tanuki on the far right at 26, -25. Now you're going to head to 24, -23 and talk to the Tanuki's traits. And finally, you're going to head over to 26, -24, and you're going to run the dungeon. After you've defeated Tanukio-san, talk to him before leaving the dungeon. You want to select talk about the Kismas and the stolen ore. To find the Tanuki willing to talk to you, go to 23, -26 and talk to Tanuki Kie. You're going to collect 2 rock dusts by clicking the pillar at 25, -25. Now, if you also head back to the Pandala Inn, the bartender has a new drink that you can select called 99% alcohol. You need to purchase 1 of these. As long as you have the 1 rice oil and the 3 magical Tanuki hairs that I had you pick up at the beginning of this video, head over to the alchemist workshop and craft the Bulach Balm. Take the balm back to the Tanuki at 23, -26. Now you're going to head back over to the library at 21, -27 and talk to Dick. Buy the book of geoglyphs. It's going to cost you 1 KK. Not a big deal. Then you need to decipher the book. You're going to do this by going over to 24, -27, and you're going to see a circle in the middle of the pattern. Click that. Then run straight down to 24, -22, and click that circle. Then you're going to go up just a few maps to 24, -25, and click that circle. You should see the quest update down in your dialog box, and if it doesn't, you might need to rerun that again. I had one account where I must have clicked them in the wrong order and it didn't work. So if it didn't update, just do those 3 again. Now you're going to go to a series of of meetings. First, you're going to head over to 27, -28, and this is going to start a fight against 8 Kismas. Others can join these fights, and I highly recommend you get yourself a team when you do these, because there are 8 of these guys, and even though you may be able to take these guys on fairly well, there are a lot of glyphs, and you got to be able to move these characters around and take them out quickly, or it's going to be a very long fight. Once you finish that fight, you're going to go to 25, -24, and it's going to be the exact same thing. Once that's done, head down to 25, -22, and enter the mine. Go all the way to the last room, and when you get towards the end, it looks like there's a little room to the left, but you actually need to go to the right, so little tip there for you. Once you're in the back, you're going to talk to Tanyuwang, all these names. Once you're in that back room, you're going to talk to Tanyuwang and then Washka, then Tanyuwang again. Now you're going to head to 26, -22 and talk to Tanuki Banruki. This is going to start a solo fight. It's another fight against an enemy with a glyph, but this glyph is a little bit tricky. If you're a class that struggles with having very many positioning abilities, I highly recommend you get the release spell, and it's going to make this a million times easier. Once the fight is over, talk to him again. Then talk to Tanyuwang. Then you're going to head over to 25, -26 and talk to Tangui Met. Select the second option to pay the 5,000 commas. From what I understand, the other two lead to a higher cost, so you might as well pay the 5,000. Go back and talk to Tanyuwang again at 25, -24. And you're going to want to select Wait without moving a muscle. Then feel your arms tiring, but don't move. Then select Rotate the base to the left. On the fourth one, grab the blue metal bar, and on the last one, grab the green metal bar. Talk to Washka at 25, -26 and help position the statue. The rock spirit is going to appear. Talk to it and try and get his attention. Then talk to Myra again at 24, -22, and then head all the way back to 22, -29 to talk to Dimya, and once again, you've completed another quest. The Jetty of Lost Children. Once you leave Dimya, go to 20, -26 and talk to Linold Farmer. Then head to 18, -25 and talk to Yuminya. This will start a fight against 3 Quappas. Others can join the fight, but only the person that starts the fight will get quest progress. Talk to Yuminya again. Then go inside the building down at 20, -22 and talk to the innkeeper. This is going to cost you 80 commas, not 80 KK, just 80 commas. We can flip that. Talk to the Inutroph Hunter at 20, -24. And this is going to start a fight against a level 130 Inu, Craw, and Iop. Again, other people can join this fight, but only the person that starts the fight will get quest progress. Talk to the Lonely Quappa. Bow politely in greeting. Give him the water that you found from the Quappa fight earlier. Now you're going to run around and gather 6 wild cucumbers. You're going to go to 20, -23, 21, -22, 22, -23, 23, -23, 18, -24, and 18, -22. Bingo! Now you're going to go back and hand these to Quatalo at 20, -24. Follow Quatalo up the stairs leading to the Valley of the Lady of Water. And I have to point out, this little dude runs so cute. Try to free the little panda walk. This will enter a solo fight against 5 Quappas. Now it doesn't matter if Quatalo stays alive, but I will tell you this is a fairly challenging fight, so play cautiously. They have long range attacks, are able to jump over enemies and allies, and they place glyph type summons all over the map. And they pull and push you around to try to get you into those glyphs. But take your time, and once you've defeated that fight, you need to run the dungeon Valley of the Lady of Water. Defeat her and talk to her at the end, selecting Find Out More About Her. Now you're going to talk to Quatalo. Follow Quatalo to the Frog Bridge at 23, -22. Now you're going to make a wish to the Water Spirit, and you do this by giving commas to the frogs, but you need to do this in a specific order. You're going to start with the biggest frog and work your way down to the smallest. So select the frog on the far right side, and you're going to give him 8 commas. Then the far left side for 4 commas. Then the frog on the right for 2, and the tiny one right below you for 1. Once the little frog disappears, you need to click on the lily pad. You're going to talk to Quatalo twice to be teleported to where the water spirit is. Once you see the water spirit, select Feel the Melancholy and bow before the spirit. Talk to young Linold when you are teleported back at 23, -22. You're going to escort young Linold to 20, -26 and talk to the Linold farmer. And then you're going to go back and talk to Dimya again at 22, -29 to complete this quest. Lantern Festival. After talking to Dimya, you're going to head over to 18, -30 and talk to the Feudala Guard. Now you're going to make a ceremonial lantern. Talk to Fang at the Alchemist Workshop at 23, -29. Say that Dimya sent you. Then go over and talk to Tekono at 24, -29 for a supple bamboo wood. Return back to 18, -30 and you're going to see a door right there next to the guard. Click that to head inside and you're going to find a workbench. Click the workbench to craft your lantern. Head back outside and talk to the Feudala Guard. Next you're going to pay homage to the fire fire spirit by clicking the big lantern located at 17, -32. You're going to see some will-o'-the-wisp pop up. Now this is going to lead into a solo fight against 4 level 140 wisps. These guys are pretty straightforward, but they love to hit and run. Also, if you attack them in the chance element, they will gain a damage buff and more MP. And they like to steal range, so if you got range modifiable spells, you might be a lot closer to this fight than you'd like to be. Once the fight is over, talk to the will again. Go inside the temple at 15, -35 and talk to Uzalan. Then head over to 1834 and talk to Pandaku Shizaki. Select offer to help. You need to drop 8 Lantern Festival riddles, and you can drop these by fighting the Firefox enemies. Once you have 8, go back and talk to Pandaku again at 18, -34 and return the talisman. Now you're going to do another favor and run around and hang those on the trees. The trees are located at 18, -33, 17, -35, 16, -36, 16, -34, 15, -34, 14, -34, 15, -33, and 16, -32. Once you've hung all the riddles, you're going to go to Stefan Banoa in the chocolate factory at 23, -27. Once inside, you're going to talk to Stefan Banoa. Then you're going to see a cooking pot on the table on the right hand side. Click that to open up the workbench. Inside, you're going to craft 10 sesame huachayos and 10 bean huachayos. Head back to the Lantern Temple at 15, -35 and talk to the panda. He's going to send you back over to the paper workshop at 18, -34. Once you're inside, you're going to see some Firefox. Talk to any of them and select Step Between. This is going to start a solo fight against 3 level 140 Firefox. Now the paper quillin must stay alive. Once that's over, talk to Pandaku. Then you're going to head over to 14, -32 and talk to Hinaba at the Firefox dungeon entrance. Select offer to help put an end to the Firefox threat. Once you've finished the dungeon, talk to Fanushi and order him to stop the sabotage. Talk to Fanushi again to meet the fire spirit. Or you can talk to Azula at 15, -35. Both will do the same thing. Go to 17, -36 and use the enchanted mortar from your inventory. Head through the cave and talk to the fire spirit. Go back and talk to Azulan again at 15:35, and finally head back to Dimya at 22, -29 to complete this quest. The Balance of Power. After you've talked to Dimya, head over to the Farmer's Workshop at 20, -26, click the grinder, and craft an offering. Then go over to 21, -39, all the way up to the peak, and click the Citrana's basket. Talk to the Wind Spirit. Then talk to the Yokai Kiddo. Then you're going to head to 22, -37, talk to young Panda Wayne. Then talk to the Guard Captain at 21, -35. This starts a fight against 8 level 40 Kozaru guards. 10 Roa will join the fight, and he must survive. Others can also join this fight, and if they're at this point in the quest, everybody will receive progress. Once the fight is over, talk to 10 Roa again. Then talk to Yokai Kiddo. Then talk to the Guard Captain. Then head over to 19, -33 and talk to the Pandescendant Bomber. This starts a solo fight against 2 level 140 bombers. These aren't too difficult, mainly watch out for pushback damage. And then you're going to go down one map and talk to the next bomber and do the very same thing. Then head to 22, -37 and talk to the young Panda Wayne. Head over to 20, -37 and run the dungeon. Once you've run the dungeon, talk to Henshi at the end of the dungeon. Say that you have fought in the name of 10 Roa. Talk to 10 Roa, then to Shihan, then to 10 Roa, then to Shihan again, and then talk to Hanshi. Then you're going to take the 1 travel permit back to the Captain Guard at 21, -35. Head all the way back up to the peak at 21, -39 and talk to Yokai Kiddo. Talk to the Wind Spirit, and then head all the way back to Dimya again at 22, -29 to complete this quest. The final quest, Bleeding Ink. After you've talked to Dimya, you're going to go over to 19, -32 and talk to the Erdalan Merchant and buy an offering for 1,000 commas. Open your inventory and use the Grand Puda. Head to 19, -34 and click the chopped bamboo tree. Talk to the assassins, which will start a fight. Now in this fight, Ikanuchi will join and kill everything on turn 1. This panda is pretty awesome. Once the fight is over, talk to Ikanuchi and agree to use discretion. Then you're going to want to use the concealment flask that has been put into your inventory, which will put on your panda disguise. Head over to 22, -37 and talk to the Pandescendant Guard on the far side. Select Speak Loudly. Then go up the stairs and click on the door. Inside, you'll see Pandora Master and select to attack with help. Ikanuchi will join again and give you a big stat boost. Pandora Master will summon chests all over the map, and the chest will summon assassins. Let Ikanuchi Kunuchi take care of these. Focus your efforts on Pandora Master. If you have a class with little or no teleporting jumping abilities, this may take a bit if you get stuck up against an enemy that you can't push because of a chest, but just stick with it, you'll get there. Once you beat Pandora, you're going to head back down to Dimya at 22, -29 and say that you've managed to rip the Dofus from their hand. Equip the Panduckler from earlier. Go to the room where you met Grandapan next door. Make sure you have the booze with you again and step onto the carpet. Talk to Grandapan and you will be teleported back up into the ether. Talk to the Black Dragon and say that you're sure. And this completes that achievement and gives you the Domakuro Dofus. Again, if you wouldn't mind smacking that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it. And if you've got another quest or achievement you'd like to see me make a guide to, leave it in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. Until next time, you all be safe out there. I will see you on the next one.